Rome, March 15, 44 BCE. The Senate house at the theater of Pompey. Julius Caesar woke up in his grand villa in Rome, the golden rays of the morning sun barely piercing through the heavy curtains. His wife, Calpurnia, was restless. She had spent the night tormented by a nightmare, visions of Caesar's blood spilling onto the marble floors of the Senate. "My love, do not go today," she pleaded. "I beg you." Caesar sighed. He was not a man who feared dreams. But he had also received warnings from the soothsayer Spurina, who had told him, "Beware the Ides of March." Still, he was the most powerful man in Rome, dictator for life. What could the Senate do to him? Caesar dressed in his white toga, cinched with a purple sash, and stepped outside. A group of senators, including his close ally Decimus Brutus, had come to escort him. He hesitated but finally agreed to go, dismissing Calpurnia's fears. As he walked to the theater of Pompey, where the Senate meeting was to be held, the same soothsayer appeared in the crowd. "The Ides of March have come," Caesar said mockingly. "Yes, Caesar," the soothsayer replied, "but they are not yet gone." The Senate meeting, a trap set in stone inside the Senate chamber, dozens of senators stood waiting. The grand hall, lined with marble statues, was eerily silent. The conspirators, led by Marcus Junius Brutus, Gaius Cassius Longinus, and Casca, had positioned themselves carefully. Each man had a dagger hidden beneath his toga. Caesar entered and took his seat. Tullius Cimber, a senator, approached him with a request to pardon his exiled brother. Caesar dismissed him with a wave of his hand. But Cimber grabbed Caesar's toga, pulling it down from his shoulder. That was the signal. Suddenly, Casca struck first, slashing at Caesar's neck. The blade only grazed him. Stunned, Caesar turned and grabbed Casca's arm, shouting in Latin, "Casca, you villain, what are you doing?" Panic erupted. One by one, the senators lunged at Caesar with their daggers, stabbing wildly. Cassius, Decimus, Trebonius, Cinna, all joined in. Blood splattered onto the marble floor. Caesar fought back, but the betrayal cut deeper than the blades. Then he saw Brutus, his trusted friend, step forward with a dagger in his hand. "Et tu, Brute. You too, Brutus." Caesar gasped, his voice filled with disbelief. Brutus drove his dagger into Caesar's chest. The dictator staggered, his white toga soaked in blood, and collapsed at the foot of Pompey's statue, his old enemy. As life faded from his body, the irony was clear. Pompey had been his rival, but now Caesar lay dead at his feet. Aftermath, the death of the Republic. The senators stood in silence, breathing heavily, their hands stained red. They had done what they believed was necessary to restore the Republic. But outside, the streets of Rome did not rejoice. Instead, fear gripped the people. When Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal general, saw the body, he vowed vengeance. The assassination did not save the Republic, it led to its destruction. Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, would rise from the chaos and become the first emperor of Rome. And so, the Ides of March did not just claim Caesar's life. It marked the death of the Roman Republic.